And if you know your history, as we're about to move along the banks of the Royal Blue Mersey, it's worth knowing that one of our first ever shirts was Cambridge Blue. So things do change, like they did when you first walked in this ground. The pitch you'd only ever seen on telly, the songs you'd only ever heard on the radio, and the players you pretended to be on the playground. Well, now we were here, we were in, we'd arrived, seen it all, heard it all. The buzz in the air before kick-off, that split second of silence before the explosion of celebration. Spaces between those moments offered us hope, and hope is the thread that pulls us all forward. Blue-tinged memories will filter around these streets forever, untouched by time. This is a monument to what we've all shared here, belonging and connection. So the settings may change, but the spirit remains, unaltered, unbroken, Everton, eternal.
Welcome to part 15, the last episode of the series. We join up with the team ahead of the final 2 games of the season, going through another training session at Finch Farm. The next game is a momentous occasion, the final fixture to ever be played at Goodison Park, for the men's team anyway, as it has been announced that the Everton women's team will now be playing there from the start of next season. The stadium was originally planned to be demolished, so it's great to see that the iconic stadium will live on. For now, it's still the men's, and they will be hoping to give Goodison the send-off it deserves. The atmosphere will be one of the best the stadium has ever seen, and the fans will be anticipating a victory. The opponents are Southampton, a team that have been relegated for quite some time, but they are not to be underestimated as they have already beaten Everton twice this season. If Everton get the result, they will finish the season in 13th, regardless of what happens on the final day. David Moyes talks to the press ahead of the Southampton game.
Get a mouthful of tea, Finny, that's better, yeah.
First of all, how are you feeling about Goodison's final ever Premier League game now?
Well, first and foremost is that I'm getting prepared for a game. That's what it would be really important for us to try and get another 3 points and keep trying to be as high up the league table as we possibly can. I think when we come in, the position we were in wasn't good, and I think we've got ourselves a lot stronger position now, and I want us to remain there. I want us to try and finish as high as we possibly can.
How have you been able to balance that with all the emotion surrounding this week? I know it's kind of outside the dressing room environment because it's coming from the fans, but at the same time, it obviously permeates into the dressing room as well, doesn't it?
Coming from the media as well, Vinny, got to say. There's been a lot of things getting asked from the media about Goodison, which there's a lot of people who are probably a lot wiser and a bit more knowledgeable about Everton and also about Goodison than I am. But we've had a lot of talk about it just now, and it's great history. There's some great stories, and obviously there's been great managers and players who've all performed here. So I'm just the one who's going to shut the door on the way out. Certainly on the way out for the men. We're looking forward to the ladies joining us, but it'll be sad when it goes, but we're moving into something which we think will give us a bigger and better future.
How do you feel, though, about that responsibility as being the manager that effectively shuts the door on the men's team playing at Goodison?
Well, I'll tell you what, it might sound difficult, but it wasn't as difficult, I think, that was I going to keep Everton up or not. That was far bigger responsibility in a far bigger situation, or was I going to take the team into the new stadium in the Championship or in the Premier League? So that was something which I was concerned about. But we're seeing the end of Goodison now, and we're coming to the end, and I think all the Evertonians have been sort of waiting in this moment for a long time in some ways, because it was something everybody's been looking forward to, is the new stadium. So we're getting there. It'll be a sad day. I think it'll be an emotional day for a lot of people. I've got to keep the players focused in the game and try to do the best we can in the game.
The fact that it remains as an arena for the women's team, what does that say about the commitment of the club's owners now?
Well, I think it's something which is really good for the city in some ways as well, that Goodison's going to stay. I'm sure there'll be bits that will get tidied up in Goodison, and maybe the offices will keep working, and maybe the football in the community will still have a hub there. So hopefully there's a lot of good things coming from it staying. It certainly will be great for the ladies' teams playing there as well, and for other teams who come to play there. It's an iconic stadium, and it should be something that MD who comes to play there looks forward to.
Obviously off the pitch, Angus has come in now as chief exec, and I just wonder, have you been able to make any progress now as regards the contracts for those players that could possibly leave in the summer? And can we possibly expect any announcements before that final game?
Yeah, we may announce something before the final game. We're down the road with quite a few situations at the moment where there's quite a lot going on behind the scenes. We're just not quite there yet with announcement, but we're not too far away.
I take it you can't give us any hints.
No, and I think it would be wrong, because I always say that I'd like to make sure that the players are all aware of situations, and there's some other situations. We've got an awful lot of players on loan. We've got a lot of players coming out of contract. We've got a big turnover of players. All those things come into our decision making, and so there's one or two difficult things we have to decide on, and we're just getting along to doing that now.
Irrespective of his own contract situation, I think it would be nice if Seamus Coleman was leading the team out as captain of the week. I'm not trying to pick the team for you, David, obviously, but I mean, how much does that come into your thinking as well, because of your long association with Seamus himself as well? Yeah,
it does come into my thinking. But what I will say, and I say it, Saturdays or Sunday, I should say. Sunday's a game where we're going to do everything we can and make sure we prepare the best and play the best we can. But Seamus will stay next season, without doubt. Seamus will be part of the group. I need him here. His leadership, his sort of message he has amongst the players and in the dressing room, so strong. It'd be wrong of me to let him go. So one way or the other, Seamus will be here certainly next season.
It's just a place. It makes me emotional just every time I come here.
Goodison Park, iconic stadium. It's a very special place, and there's no better atmosphere than a night game here. It's so electric.
Passion. This is so much passion.
I always say to people, just give me one more chance to walk up that tunnel on a derby night.
It puts an extra yard on your pace, I think. You know, I mean, it lifts you.
The hairs on the back of your neck stand up.
It's like a gladiator going out there, you know, and you're fighting for your life.
Came here as a 19-year-old boy. I'm now a 27-year-old man. Yeah, it's everything to me.
Goodison absolutely packed.
We say goodbye to a place that has been so much more than just the stadium. It's been our own, our fortress, our art. For more than 130 years, Goodison Park has witnessed the highs and the lows, the glory and the pain, the celebrations and the tears. Every inch of this ground holds memories, countless chapters, records set and broken, a catalogue of firsts, trophies, the spirit of our teams, the raw passion, the school of science, the dogs of war. Every corner of this stadium has a story, a piece of our journey, a mark of who we are as Evertonians. We remember the legends who've graced this pitch, from Dixie Dean to Neville Southall, from Alan Ball to Seamus Coleman, the players who've worn the royal blue, who've given their all for this club, for this community, for us. They've all left their mark on this ground, and as we prepare to say goodbye, we honour them. But it's not just the players we remember, it's the fans. The fans who stood here, rain or shine, season after season, chanting, singing, supporting. The fans who, no matter where life has taken them, have always carried Goodison with them in their hearts. Goodison Park is not just a place, it's a feeling. It's the heartbeat of our club, the foundation who we are, and that will never change. As we move into a new chapter with a new stadium, it's important to remember that the spirit of Goodison Park will live with us. In every chance, every step we take, every game we play, the bond will never be broken. So, at the end of an era for this iconic ground, let's not say goodbye. Let's say thank you. Thank you for the memories, for the moments, for the prize you've given us. Thank you for being our own, our family. Thank you for being part of our lives. Goodison will always be with us. You may not be part of our match day ritual anymore, but the soul of this place, our place, will live on. We'll carry your spirits, your passion into the future. Forever Everton, and forever Goodison Park.
That's coming, that's annoying.
Right.
Oh, didn't do that for me! Didn't do that for me!
dunk your head, mate.
Here to Iliman and Jai, who finds it in a room and Jai finds the back of the net! Goodison Park has its first goal on its final day.
man. How are you? Oh, good, you? Good? Long time I don't see you, huh? I know. I'm trying to play like you.
Stand by for Operation Farewell Goodison. Stand by for Operation Farewell Goodison.
Goodison Park, that was the brilliant Claire Stranger Ford.
I guess that's why they call us the Blues. Time on my hands could be time spent with you.
Unfortunately, Sylvester Sloan couldn't be with us this afternoon, so you've got me. And as an Evertonian, I could not be more proud to be with you this afternoon as we look back at some of the most iconic moments on this pitch.
We've got over 70 former players with us today, so please give us some park.
Champion of the world, the bomber, Tony Mannion. Me and Tony will be chatting to as many players as we can over the next half an hour or so, but in the meantime, let's take a little trip down memory lane.
On the pitch and in the dugout, the man who unleashed the dogs of war, the one and the only value of emotions right now. Someone who has saved the club on the pitch and in the dugout. But I've got to say, managing the club. For a quick chat. Enjoy the picture and bring us home, man. You know now, Captain. will take place in front of listen, I'm trying to
Why me?
Goodison Park will always be remembered for one thing, the people. The people have made it. First game of the season next year, need you all at it right away to help us.
Goodison Park, you are forever Everton.
Evertonians, thank you for a lifetime of unbelievable, unrivaled support. Thank you for everything.
Congratulations. In the final Premier League game at Goodison Park, your team got a win. Was that the professional performance and the win that you wanted to see the team go out on a high?
Well, I had to look beyond all the things that are going on today, and obviously Goodison being in the past after today was really important for us all, but for us we had to try and focus in the game. I thought we'd done a decent enough job in the first half, not so good in the second half, but look, we got a victory, another clean sheet, which was really important.
Such a shame to see Seamus Coleman go off so early in the first half. How's he feeling?
Well, obviously he's really disappointed. I think he's just felt his thigh in the first half a little bit, which was really disappointing, because it also just upset us. We were substitutes in the second half. We just couldn't quite make as many at different times. But look, Seamus has been a great servant and certainly deserves to start the game today.
When Decore came off, he seemed to be taking in the love from the Everton fans. Was that a goodbye?
I don't know. I think he was probably just waving at them all. I'm not sure. But he deserves it. He's done great for the club. He's done great for the team. So, there's nothing one way or the other at the moment regarding his contract.
You've just come out of the dressing room to come and see us here. Was that a different team talk to usual, being the last one?
It was, because obviously this team will be remembered in history. The team we played in the last game. I'd sort of told them that it was really important that we finish it off well. I thought we started really well in the game, done a lot of good things. Southampton are a decent enough team. They've found it hard this year, but their football, the way they play from the backs, is very impressive. But we were able to get enough of the ball and score goals ourselves.
Looking around at the fans in the stadium, there were tears from all ages. Were you able to take a moment to take it all in?
I was more impressed by the atmosphere. I thought there was times in the stadium it was great. Everybody at the whole club, all the supporters, everybody inside the ground, as one really together. So it was a big moment at different times in the stadium today. So we still got a bit to go. We're going to enjoy the last bit now. But look, we've done the job. We got ourselves another 3 points. For considering our position in the Premier League earlier on, we've got ourselves in a really strong position at the moment.
They're preparing a bit of a celebration out there on the pitch. Are you going to be able to get out and enjoy it?
Well, I'm going out there to enjoy it with all the supporters and the people who followed this club for many years. And there'll be a lot of people here who know far more than me, and I've been here many more times than me. But I've been here a while as well, and I know what it means. It's been a great stadium.
Okay?
Yeah, good thinking.
All right, mate. Where's the cap? Oh, it's so cold, man. Morning.
Good morning.
Yes, boys. 1, 2.
After an emotional farewell to Goodison, and 13th now guaranteed in the league, the pressure is now off the players for the last game of the season. An away tie against Newcastle. A lot is at stake for Newcastle, as the final Champions League spaces are still not decided. All they have to do is match Aston Villa's result in order to qualify, as they are firmly ahead on goal difference. Everton have won their last 2 games and will be hoping to make it 3, to finish the season on a positive and give the away fans a good send-off. Everton's new stadium name is revealed.
Liverpool, the great Atlantic port of the north of England, with an ancient tradition of shipping and trade.
David Moyes talks ahead of the final game.
David, first of all, can we take a check on Jared Branthwaite? How serious is the injury, and was it a case of the injury keeping him out of the England squad this time around?
Yeah, well, I don't know if he's been named in England squad, but I can tell you that he's injured and he won't be available. It's probably an injury, probably 4 or 5 weeks, his hamstring. So there's not much we can do about it. It's a big loss to us, but we have to live with it just now.
And Seamus Coleman as well.
Seamus Coleman's got a thigh strain, yes. So Seamus not available either.
Obviously, it's been announced this week that Abdoulaye Doucouré would be leaving the club. How do you feel about that now?
Well, I think he's been a great servant for the club. He's done a great job over many years here. We've made him an offer, and he's got a better one to go elsewhere. So from that point of view, we have to live with that as well. So we're quite comfortable with that. Obviously, we're also trying to sort of look to rebuild and make things better and try to see what we can do more. So we wanted him to stay, but obviously he's chosen to take a better offer.
Given you wanted him to stay, how difficult a player is he to replace, given what he brings and his ability to get around the pitch as much as anything?
More Evertonians and a lot of people who watched Everton over the years will tell me how good he's been for the club. I remember him greatly from his Watford days and obviously here as well. And I can only say since I've been here, he's been really, really good. We've just about selected him in every game we've played. So we'll miss him, but you know, I've got no hard feelings from his decision. It's a decision he chose, which he thought was best.
Anything further on those others out of contract? Drissa Gay, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Michael Keane as well.
Yeah. We'll probably we'll certainly do something we'll put something out on Monday after the game. We'll get one more game to play and try to keep our focus on that.
Just with the loan players as well, do they fall into the same bracket as maybe an announcement on Monday, or is this effectively where their association ends?
Everybody will know their position. You know, as I say, while you'll still get games to play, it's quite difficult. We need a lot of the players to play for us and be ready to play, but most of the players are well aware of their situations.
You're now secure in 13th place as well with that final victory at Goodison Park as well. How do you feel about getting to that position now, given what the position was when you took over?
Well, I think that I don't know if we could have got much better than where we are when we first came in. Crystal Palace, they've been in a really good second half of the season, and obviously have gone and won the cup as well. So they were about the only team who were sort of in our that we could have even thought about catching at the time. But I have to say, I'm really, really pleased for us to get the points. So we finished above an awful lot of big sides, good sides, and the players have done a brilliant job. They really have. We now need to pick that up again, start the next season, and hopefully take it into the new stadium, but also into the new season.
I think you've said about what you want to get back to. I mean, I remember in 2005, obviously beating Newcastle at Goodison Park to effectively qualify for Champions League. Newcastle have that opportunity, obviously, this weekend as well.
Yeah, it's a great achievement for Newcastle, or it could be a great achievement for Newcastle, and you know, they've already won a trophy this year, so they've done a remarkable job at Newcastle. They really have done, and you know, it's become a football club which is challenging all the big sides. So they'll give us a really good game. It'll be a tough day for us to go to Newcastle, but we've been good away from home. We want to keep our form going. Obviously, we're missing a few players, but we'll go there hopefully with that confidence that we can get a result.
Ashley, what an afternoon. Does the result show how much progress this team really made throughout the season, and how much you guys evolved, especially ever since David Moyes arrived?
Yeah, I think you see on the pitch, especially a game like today, coming to Newcastle, it's never an easy game. We found that out in years when you come here. It's going to be a tight game, and the fans are going to be with them, so it's going to put even more pressure on you. But I think it's like what you said, that the way that things have changed around since the manager's come in. The players, the players, the team bond we've got, the togetherness is just it's incredible. I've not really seen it at many places I've been at. And it's one of them things that we knew we was going to be in for a tough game, but we had to be resilient. We defended quite a lot of the game, but we knew that was going to happen. But then we knew at the other end we was going to get the chances. So it was down to us to get on the ball as much as we could, to play, and when we got the chances to take them. But I'm just so proud that I've been part of this team, and it was great to finish off the season in that way.
Before the game, the manager was talking about you playing such a high level at the age of 39. So can you talk us a little bit about this season and everything you did to get here and playing at this level, and the feelings now with this final game?
Yeah, it's one of them feelings of I'm quite happy the season's over, to be honest. Now we can get holiday and rest, but I think it's the way that I keep myself and my body. I know I'm not getting any younger, so I've got to take care of myself and train well, eat right, drink well. Definitely be a few drinks tonight. It won't be water. So it's just one of them things that whenever called upon, I'll go out there and give 100%. I do that in training every day. I'm the same in every single game. And when the manager wants me to be ready, whether I'm coming off the bench or I'm starting, I'm going to go out there and put in a performance as well as I can. And I think at the young age of 39 years old, nearly 40, I can still get about, I can still play at the highest level. So, there's no part of me that's looking to stop now.
David, congratulations. Yet another superb away performance. What are your initial thoughts after that one?
Look, as good as a result as maybe we've had, because of the position we were in, we couldn't really move up or down in the league table today. I think it said more about the players who are playing for Everton today, what they put in, just the character they've got, and maybe at times this year they've not seen it always, but since I've come in, I can only tell you that the players have been brilliant. Their effort, their commitment, their drive. Today we tried to work out how we could make it difficult for Newcastle, because they're coming to qualify for the Champions League today, and we're saying how we're going to be, but I just think it was the players' mentality was so good. They've done a great job.
Having arrived just 1 point above the relegation zone, we finished 23 above it, closer to the top four than the bottom three. How much pride can you take from that?
I do, because I genuinely wasn't sure if we could do that when I came in. I wasn't sure were the players capable. Did they look as if they were going to get us the wins we needed? So what I want them to do now is I want us to take this absolutely into the new stadium. I want us to bring Goodison atmosphere in. I mean, I have to say, the atmosphere inside St James's Park today was incredible. It really was. But I hope that it's us who, in the future, we're the ones who are challenging for Champions League, and we can show them exactly what we've got.
Coming into the game, obviously the big objective was already met long ago. So how much pride can you take as well in an effort and a display, performance levels like that?
Well, if they keep that up, then it'll give us every chance. I've said many times we might lack a bit of quality, but it's not the heart, or it's not the commitment. I have to say there was some of the players today were immense. They really were. There's quite a few players there who may not be here next season, and they didn't flinch once, which is a credit to their professionalism. And I think a little bit of what this club does to you. You can't be giving in. You're not giving up on it. It's not accepted, and I think today the players played like that.
And just finally, a word for the fans. I know you've been full of praise for them all season, but in terms of the numbers they turned out and the atmosphere they generate, how good were they, and what's your message to them going into the summer?
Well, the away support has been brilliant, and thankfully we've been able to tell the away support, we've won a few games and they can travel home in the bus or the train, whatever they do, and have a few drinks and enjoy it. The support has been magnificent, I've got to say. Whether it be at Goodison, whether it be away from home, I think it's been great. So now we need to all come together and make sure this is going to happen at the new stadium, because we're going to need it. And got to say, the atmosphere in here today was great. So we need to get that at Goodison.
Congratulations, David. Thanks for your time.
It's not Goodison. It's the new stadium.
Thanks very much.
With the season now over, Everton do their end-of-season player awards at Finch Farm.
Time for goal of the season, and I think there was only ever going to be one winner for this, Mr. James Tarkowski. Well done, mate. Nice moment for all of us.
Thank you. Have you won this before as well?
Pardon?
Have you won this before as well?
I'd like to think so, yeah.
Yeah, maybe you do. Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Lads, Young Player of the Year, really well deserved, been fantastic all season, Jared Branthwaite.
Thanks, guys, thank you.
Been voted by the supporters of the club this year is Idrissa Gana Gay as Fans Player of the Year, so there you go. Well done, Gans, well done.
Thank
well
you.
Done.
Thanks, boys.
You better get in front of the speaker.
Nah.
No.
Jërëjëf gars yi maa ngi leen di remercier bu baax. No, thank you very much, and yeah, I'm so proud to be part of this team, and hopefully this team will get what he deserves, like playing for the top 5 and playing Europe and winning trophies. Thank you.
Obviously, said last year as well when it's here, I think it's a very important one. It's a player's player, and I think this year it goes to someone who's obviously been at the club over a couple of spells and plays every week, leaves it all out in the pitch. And I think the last year especially, how you've been with the group, how you've trained, how you've committed to Everton has been exceptional. And Idrissa, another award for you.
Several players will be leaving the club at the end of the season as their contracts expire. Doucouré has been with the club for 5 years, scoring a memorable goal on the last day of the season, saving Everton from relegation. Ashley Young has spent 2 years at the club, adding much experience and leadership to the team. Virginia has been at the club since 2019. He has had 3 loans away and has been good cover for Jordan Pickford. Begovic has had 2 spells at the club and has provided much experience to the goalkeeping ranks. The following players' loans have expired and the club has decided against signing them permanently. Jack Harrison will return to Leeds United. Lindstrom never really found his form and will return to Napoli. Breuer came in from Chelsea, but keeping fit was an issue for the striker. Mangala put in a few good performances, but sadly got injured about halfway through the season and never returned. Decisions are still to be made over several players, whose contracts are also set to expire. These players include the likes of club captain Seamus Coleman, Calvert-Lewin, Michael Keane, Idrissa Gay, and Charlie Alcaraz. We will have to wait and see if they are still at Everton next season. It was a season like no other, a club steeped in history, tested once again by uncertainty. The weight of relegation loomed large in the early months, a team fighting not just for points, but for pride. Everton Football Club, one of English football's oldest institutions, was staring down another battle for survival. There were tough nights. Results didn't fall our way. The belief wavered. Questions were asked of the squad, the manager, the direction of the club. Sean Dyche fought with everything he had, but the change became inevitable.
Sean Dyche has left Everton.
And then, a shift. New owners, new leadership, a new vision, and a name forever tied to our identity returned to the dugout. David Moyes. He knew the values of this club. He knew what it meant to wear the badge. Under Moyes, the fight returned. The fear was replaced with fire. We started climbing. And while the battles on the pitch played out, another farewell loomed. After 133 unforgettable years, we said goodbye to Goodison Park, our fortress, our home, a place soaked in history, heartbreak and glory. The old lady roared one final time, a send-off worthy of its legacy. We finished strong, 13th in the Premier League, from relegation fears to redemption. Not a perfect season, but a powerful statement. Everton endures. And as we turn the page, we step into a new era. The Hill Dickinson Stadium at Bramley Moor Dock by the River Mersey. A symbol of progress, a foundation for the future. This year wasn't just about football. It was about identity, about resilience, about honouring the past, surviving the present, and stepping boldly into tomorrow. The shirts stay blue, the hearts stay loyal, and no matter where we play, we are still and always will be Everton.